I'm pretty nervous about Anthem because it had to be completely redesigned after the Battlefront 2 loot box fiasco, because it itself was designed around the same principles of that. But I'm more worried about the developer, who I really do like, and that is BioWare, simply because of the horrible nature of EA stripping companies of their IPs and closing them down when they don't perform how they want them to. But in a recent blog post, BioWare have hinted at some future news about two beloved franchises, Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with your third and final offering for today, and then I shall be going to beddy boys. And we're going to end, hopefully, with a little bit more optimistic news. We started off today with some optimistic news. We had a filling of crap by Bethesda, because that's all they're doing right now. And then hopefully we're going to have another bookend and make a shit sandwich. Bugger. Right. So, as you'll be aware, as most of you will be aware anyway, BioWare are finishing off Anthem. A game that has had a bit of a troubled development cycle, as it was initially based around the same loot box system that Battlefront 2 was. And of course, that was a pay-to-win system. And therefore, it got called out. Battlefront 2 went through a right palaver, and that had to get tweaked and changed, and they had to... You all know the story of Battlefront 2. So, Anthem had to be redesigned itself, because they had to remove that principle of loot boxes. So they're still going to have a cosmetic microtransaction system. But they have had to tweak the way that the game operates. They've also said a couple of things which kind of scare me in terms of how story's taking a little bit of a backseat. And we'll just see how things go. But let's just say I am pretty nervous about Anthem. And I'm really hoping that this isn't the last hurrah for BioWare. And it seems ridiculous that a studio that has such amazing franchises like the Mass Effect franchise, like the Dragon Age franchise, could be in this predicament. But this is what happens when you unfortunately get into bed with EA. They dictate how policy is going to go, as we saw from the fact that they had to redesign Anthem because of the loot box fiasco. And if you don't perform to their standards and specifications, they'll strip your IPs and they'll close you down. Because EA are a piece of shit. So yeah, I said this was a positive, hopefully, didn't I? But yeah, we get some Anthem news. And then at the end of this vlog, we get what we really want to hear. Some stuff about the franchises we love. So let's just start things off by going through the first paragraph. So, things are always busy at a game development studio. Especially when we're finishing a game. I don't know what that was. A few years ago, I toured a friend around the office and we were finalising a game. And he said it was like being on a submarine. The tangible energy of professionals doing their job with intensity and purpose as we approach the release of Anthem. It's starting to feel like that again. Now, he goes on to say that they are now in a home build. With Anthem, the devs are actually taking the game home to play. They're in the final stages of trying to sort out bugs and things like that. And then, of course, the release date, as described, is going to be on February the 22nd. So let's get into this pretty decent stuff. As busy as we are with Anthem, there's a lot more going on at BioWare. A couple of weeks ago, it was once again N7 Day, November the 7th. It's one of my favourite times of the year, a day when people around the world share their experiences with Mass Effect. Well, I would have this year, but my face was tired. Stop it, Az. So, it's inspiring to know that there are so many fans of the series out there that are enjoying the games we've made and hoping that we'll make more. You goddamn right. You are goddamn right that I'm hoping that you make more, because you have made great games And yeah, things have been a little bit rough recently, but We announced one of the things we've done recently, a 4K enhancement to Mass Effect. Andromeda. On Xbox One. But, as we alluded to in our N7 day video, that was just a small part of the plans we're making for Mass Effect going forward. Oh my. If you've been following these blogs of myself and Mark Dara on Twitter, you know we're also working on some secret Dragon Age stuff. Dragon Age is an incredibly important franchise in our studio, and we're excited to continue its legacy. Look for more of this in the coming months, though I won't tell you where, although he just did, by himself or Mark Dara on Twitter. It was a psych out. And even as we gear up for new projects, our Star Wars The Old Republic team is hard at work delivering some ongoing entertainment. So that goes into that. So he's spoken about the Mass Effect stuff and also hints at some Dragon Age stuff. So what do I personally take from this? When it comes to the Mass Effect stuff, I don't want to deflate the situation now, but I don't think they're talking about a new game. I think the fact that he hints here, well, when I say he hints, he alludes to, whoops-a-daisy, let's go back. He talks about the 4K enhancement to Mass Effect Andromeda on the Xbox One. I think the plans going forward for Mass Effect may be redoing the existing trilogy, the original trilogy, bringing it up to 4K, maybe remastering it, touching it up, you know, changing the lighting, giving it a polish and a makeover, which is rather ironic. Because if you look at the very first Mass Effect game and compare it to Mass Effect Andromeda, it's so much better. It's really, really bizarre. But, you know, Mass Effect Andromeda was just a complete shit show unto itself. So I think with the Mass Effect stuff, we're talking about maybe a remastering of the OG trilogy. Which, to me, would be okay. I know, look, I know the argument. I've heard the argument from a lot of people, and I do hear what they say when they talk about, look, you know, all we're seeing in the industry today is a lot of remasters. BlizzCon of this year, the thing which excited most people was the Warcraft 3 Reforged, which, of course, is a remastering of an old game. No new IPs coming in. So I hear the argument about the remastering, but a remastering done well is a good thing, and it's an entertaining thing. And the Mass Effect OG trilogy, I think, is fantastic. I know there's a lot of stigma attached to Mass Effect 3, but to me, it was really just the ending. It was really just the last 15 minutes or so, the ending bit where all the hard work of the whole trilogy meant nothing. Whatsoever. But apart from that, everything else was great. So I do think Mass Effect 3 gets a bit of a bad rep for a poor ending to what was actually a very, very good franchise indeed. So to see that potentially, and this is just a complete guess by me, of course, to see that potentially getting a remastering or a 4K upgrade, some tweaks and changes maybe to make it more playable, better, whatever. I would be okay with that, because that is a franchise I could easily go back if they did something like that and play it from start to finish. Again, I really could. And that way you could immediately just pass your end game data from one game into the next game and into the next game and really get that full experience right up to the end, where it means absolutely nothing. Now, as regards to the Dragon Age news, I think this is a new game. But I think this is a new game, but I don't think we're talking about next-gen console. All right, okay. This could go one of two ways. I've got this horrible feeling that it could be mobile. I don't know if that's because we're being a little bit burnt by Diablo Immortal, etc. But I got a little bit of a feeling that it might be something more mobile. Now, if it's Switch orientated, I think I'll be okay with that because I think the Switch is pretty decent. The best news, the best case scenario out of this is they're going to announce a new Dragon Age for the PS5, for the next generation of console. So I don't think this Dragon Age news is going to come soon. I think Anthem's going to come out and they're going to have to deal with all the Anthem stuff. Then I think we're going to get the announcement next year of the confirmation of the PlayStation 5. And then, bearing in mind this is best case scenario, then we'll get the Dragon Age announcement of a PS5 Dragon Age title. That's best case. So, you know, yeah, potentially some good news here. But I would be happy with the remastering of the Mass Effect series. I do really hope that Anthem is decent. I really do. I hope it has a beta. I mean, a legit beta or a demo or something that allows us to try it before we buy it. And I ain't talking about EA's Origin nonsense like we got with Mass Effect Andromeda, although that probably will be the case. Let's just be honest here. But I am concerned about it. I am concerned about it. But if a Mass Effect Trilogy remaster is on the cards, I'll be okay with that. I wouldn't be happy with the Dragon Age mobile game. That could eat my ass. But a Switch Dragon Age title, I'd be okay with that. Or a next-gen, obviously, PS5 Dragon Age title. Yes, please, because I love Dragon Age so much. Dragon Age Origins is one of my favourite games of all time. And I actually thought Dragon Age Inquisition was a great game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't. I don't understand why. I thought the storytelling in it was magnificent. I thought the amount of stuff to do in the game was magnificent. The combat was really good. I don't know what people were pissed off about with that game. I don't get it. And then, of course, Mass Effect. Look, the OG trilogy is the best thing they've done in so long. Let's just put Mass Effect Andromeda down as an anomaly. It wasn't done by the main BIOWARE studio. It was done by BIOWARE Montreal. It was led by an absolute moron, racist, who just spent most of his time on Twitter talking about how he hated white people. The people who were actually creating the game were underskilled, underprepared. There was just too many red lights with that actual game itself. So let's just palm Andromeda off as an anomaly and not the future of BioWare. Montreal's now gone as well. They've assimilated it into the rest of BioWare. And so, fingers crossed, we're going to get the main team working on stuff in the future. People who know what the hell they are doing. So I think, personally, this is some decent news to get us hopefully a little bit more upbeat. As regards to when we're actually going to hear this information, probably going to get the Anthem launch out of the way. That would make sense. I don't think it would make sense to make any of these announcements before Anthem comes out. But hey, we might get an early Christmas present. You never know. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links there in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon after I've had a kip. You take care. Bye for now.